Good afternoon, good morning. I'm only saying evening because it's evening as we record it, really. Episode 199 of Dude and a Monkey. My name's Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by.
Mark Foster, hello everybody.
Yes, so, good one this week. We're going to be reviewing Kong Skull Island, the summer blockbuster coming out in March. And also, we're doing Catfight, aren't we?
We are indeed,
Yeah,
yeah.
you did get to Catfight, cool. Yeah, forgot to check before
I
we started
did, yeah.
recording. So this is the Anne Hesh, Sandra Oh film that came out in, I think, limited release and on demand yesterday. So, Saturday the 11th as we record this. But so yeah, we're going to be talking about Catfight as well and a bit of what we watched and the huge. So my life's basically been taken up by Zelda this week, and yours has been taken up by work. So I think I've probably had the better week.
That's cool though, that you're getting on with your Switch and you managed to. Well, do you know what? I bought earlier this week. I bought Becky the new Resident Evil game,
Oh yeah.
and I bought it from. I bought it from Game, and I didn't realise until after I paid for it, and the guy was like, he was talking to somebody as he was folding my receipt, and I thought, right, I'm usually quite chilled out with customer service in sort of places like this, but he's taken an awful long time to sell me just a game because he's too busy talking to the other person that works here and a guy who I think is from Sainsbury's about a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
This is a little bit. And then I started thinking, hang on a minute, Nintendo Switch, game, terrible customer service. Wait a minute, shit, am I allowed to be shopping here? Is this breaking some kind of code?
No, I think you're okay. Even though you would have paid over the odds. How much did you pay for it?
The new Resident Evil game, I think I paid about 40 quid, I think. I tend to not look when I'm buying stuff now, just in case.
Yeah, game, unless it's like one of their like headline kind of sale things, they tend to be quite expensive. I wonder how much is it? Yeah, it's 41.79 on Amazon at the moment, so I'll let you off. I'll let
Yeah, I think I paid a couple of quid more than that, but it was just because usually I just ordered on Amazon, but I think it was one of those spur of the moment kind of purchases. Becky
No,
decided she wanted it.
how's she finding it?
Yeah, loving it, yeah, really liking it.
Fucking fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah, but she loves horror games, so
Yeah, fuck that.
yeah, she was playing and doing the bunny ears thing. She was going to play it for half an hour the other day, which ended up with me watching, going, well, do you want me just to watch a film on the iPad? No, well, I'm going to go upstairs and watch something. Oh, don't watch from upstairs because then it feels like I'm only going to be like half an hour. So, all right, then I'll just watch like an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something on my iPad. I watched 4 episodes and I thought eventually going, like, it's 10 past 12, I'm going to go to bed now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she was like, I'll be up in like half an hour. I swear to God, it was like 3 in the morning when she got up.
Sounds, but yeah, that's fucking how I do it when I get on one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like Zelda's fucking like literally. I was on the train. It's so weird playing something that looks like that on a train, but I went up a mountain, and I was up the mountain, and then it started raining, so I started slipping down, and then I was on like a perch bit where I could like kind of hold on, and I just had to wait until the rain stopped. I don't, like, I don't think I said that. I talked about that last week, but maybe I did. But just fucking having to just wait until rain stopping before you can continue climbing, and yet still fucking loving it. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, it's a hell of a thing. And Lottie's very pumped about Mario Kart 8. Anyway, she fucking loves Mario Kart. So let's talk some trailers. I think we should maybe start with the Fate of the Furious, or Fast and Furious 8 as it is known over here. The trailer which completely disappears up its own arse in the most wonderful way by literally soundtracking the entire trailer with a song where the person is screaming bullshit repeatedly.
Yeah.
Glorious. Absolutely glorious. I'm very concerned about the reports that this is 2 hours and 40 minutes long. But maybe
The previous ones have been around about that.
I don't know, man. They've been more like 2.25. Like it's like you go over 2.5 hours and you're getting into Christopher Nolan territory. It's yeah.
Well,
I mean,
there we go then. What do you reckon? What do you reckon the chances are that Fate of the Furious is longer than Dunkirk?
yeah, exactly. I don't know. Dunkirk, I reckon, is going to be about 3. Yeah, but I mean, I'm kind of ready for it now. Like, there's some reason why Dom is teaming up with Charlize Theron. There's some reason. I just want to know what it is.
Yeah, it's clear that it's not. You know, I mean, that's the thing is we already know that it's not that because there's 2 other movies to come after this, so we know that it's nothing to do with what is it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a trailer, I don't know. The thing is the trailers. It's big. It's huge. It's just, I'm watching it going, it's been from like number 5 on a pretty much a straight arrow of ridiculous fun that has just kind of, it has taken you on this weird kind of journey that's just been so much fun that you've allowed it to get away with a little bit of stupidity. And it feels a little bit like this one, I don't know, I'm more hoping that this isn't that it manages to get through the next 3 movies without running out of steam, and this is the one where I'm going, ooh, is this one out of steam because they've run out of bad guys that they're now having to create a new bad guy by using one of their own bad guys?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly that, but I don't know. I mean, like the fact that Helen Mirren's in it, you know, which is mental. Jason Statham teaming up with them, I think, is going to be interesting. I'm up for it. I am ever so slightly worried that it is going to it will crawl up its own arse though. But I don't know. We'll see. It's next month, isn't it? It's April that it's out.
Yeah, it's April.
Yeah, so I mean, there's not long to wait anyway. So yeah, that is the Fate of the Furious, whatever you want to call it. Geostorm. Did you see that?
I haven't seen the Geostorm one. No.
There's barely anything to it. It's just basically just effects.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll see. But what else have you seen, man?
The very brief 30-second trailer to Bright, the Netflix original movie. Yeah, like I say, it's very much it's like 30 seconds. So it looks like we expect it to look like, to be honest. What else have I seen? Salt and Fire. There's no it's just music of imagery for this one, the new Michael Shannon and Werner Herzog film that's out later on this year. Michael Shannon, Werner Herzog, yeah, I'm all in. Don't matter what it does at all. I'll be watching that for sure. What else did I see? Right, go on then. This has been kind of like creeping around all fucking week, the build up to this Atomic Blonde trailer. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, it looks alright.
Yeah, I don't get what people are losing their shit about.
Yeah, I'm there as well. Yeah.
I was watching it going, so I get it. It's Taken or John Wick with Charlize Theron in the lead role. A little bit dull looking, really, to be honest. I don't know. It seemed a little bit like it was trying way too hard. Like this is a film that Charlize Theron has said to her agent, I want you to find me this movie. And he's gone, we've found this. And she's gone, it's perfect. And she's walked out the room and he's gone, that's a piece of shit. No. Not feeling it at all. Don't know what people are losing their shit about.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I'll watch it. It's the guy who co-directed John Wick before he does Deadpool 2, so there's some interest there. But yeah,
Is it? Is it that?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I
That's
think that's probably what it is that's getting people excited. So, well, we'll see. I don't know. I'm worried it's one of those ones that is going to play at a festival and people are going to say it's one of the best action films of the last 20 years, and it turns out to be, yep, fine.
yeah. Fine. This is a great 6.5 out of 10 movie. I'm
Yeah,
glad everyone got so excited about this.
yeah, yeah. It's the Raid 2 all over again. Cough, cough. Um, yeah. I think that's actually about it from me. Oh no,
I think
Rough
it is
Night.
from me. Oh God, yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to watch it in the cinema, but I'll
With
watch it at
girls.
home.
Yeah, do you know what? I know I'll watch it. I know I'll watch it. I don't like Gillian Bell, is it? Her name is?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't get her thing. I don't get what it is that she does or brings to a table. It does look very much like Very Bad Things, but with girls, I like Very Bad Things. So, yeah, it might have enough laughs in there, but like I say, I'm not going to rush to the cinema to see it.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So we shall move right along to Kong Skull Island, directed by Jordan Voight Roberts, starring Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, John C. Riley, kind of ridiculous fucking cast. The kid
Mm.
from Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, it was fun to see
Yeah.
him in there. And others. Toby Kebbell as well. So,
Yeah.
what is it? So it is it's Apocalypse Kong, basically. They go to an island because it's uncharted and they don't know what's on there. And what's on there, it's a big old Kong. But it's not just a big old Kong, it's also John C. Riley. It's not just John C. Riley, it's a bunch of other CG monsters. It's not just a bunch of other CG monsters. Oh no, well, it is just another bunch of CG monsters. And then there's a post-credit scene where it's like, well, there's going to be more monsters. All spoilers all the time. So, Kong Skull Island. It's a big monkey, so you know it's already a 3-star film for me, automatically. But Mark, what do you think?
Well, the thing is, it's a strange one, this one, for us, because it's automatically a 3-star movie because it's a big monkey for you, and it's automatically a 3-star movie for me because it's a fucking Vietnam movie.
Yeah, that's a good
The
point.
film is set at the end of Vietnam, and what Jordan White Roberts has done is he's made a Vietnam movie that stars Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, Toby Kebbell, who's not in it enough, by the way, Shea Wiggum,
Shea Wiggum,
and
yes, of course.
King fucking Kong. Right? There's so many. He's throwing so many standard kind of Vietnam tropes at it. So you've got the heavy instances from Apocalypse Now with the helicopters flying at the sun. You've got the fire in the sky with napalm. You've even got fucking White Rabbit is in there, which I was almost clapping at about like a lunatic. But you've also got King fucking Kong and other weird creatures. I thought it was fantastic. And I genuinely wasn't. I was expecting to really, really enjoy it. But I was coming out and I was thinking to myself, right, can I think of a single moment or part of that movie? For a start off, I was gobsmacked when it started to end, and I thought, I think it's like 2 hours fucking long. And I looked at my watch, I was like, oh shit, it's been on for 2 hours. I think it's, for what it's trying to do and what it's trying to achieve, when you compare it to Godzilla, which I also really quite like, to be honest, but the second time I watched Godzilla, it started to fall apart. I don't need to watch it any more times because I'm fine with it. As is, I think if I watch it more times, it'll completely fall apart. Whereas Kong Skull Island, I think, is perfect at what it's trying to do. It's a great B movie, monster movie that happens to be set in Vietnam or during Vietnam, and it cost nearly $200 million. It's just so fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bizarre film where
Yeah,
it's just it's a monster movie, it's a Vietnam movie. The two ostensible stars of the film are overshadowed by the supporting cast and Kong himself.
yeah.
And I don't really blame Hiddleston or Larson for that. It's just
No,
their characters aren't really all that interesting.
no, they're both very good in it as well.
Yeah, I mean they're fine.
You know,
Don't get me wrong.
for
I mean,
what they
like,
do, yeah.
yeah, and I mean like Tom Hiddleston gets some like moments. Like there's that one bit where he's got the gas mask on and he's going around like killing all the skull crawler things. So
Yeah.
he gets those. But I mean, I did feel bad for Brie Larson just because she was filming this while kind of like on the tail end of the Oscar trail for Room, and it does. I do wonder if Brie Larson would have accepted this role after winning her Oscar. I genuinely, because it.
Why?
I mean, she's fourth billed. She feels very much like a supporting character, but because I mean there is the other woman in it as well, but I mean she is peripheral. But you've got her, and she feels very much like a supporting character, whereas she's going to be Captain Marvel.
That's fine, but after Captain Marvel, I think she wouldn't be fourth bill. But I think now, I think the wider audience still don't really know that much who Brie Larson is, whereas they do know who Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, and to a large extent, I would say John Goodman are.
Yeah, no.
I saw this Christmas from a few people saying that she didn't have that much to do, and I thought she actually did have quite a lot to do. To be honest, I was a little bit surprised at that criticism of her.
To be fair, what does she do? She takes some. And this is not a knock on Brie Larson.
In comparison to Hiddleston, pretty much I'd say except she shoots the fucking the skullcrawler thing in the face, saving everybody.
I don't remember that. Okay, fine.
Shooting up she climbs up the thing to set off the flare, sets off the flare to knock it where they are, so she goes on that big climb on the road. Then that's the skull crawler thing, or whatever we want to call it, is racing towards everybody, about to kill them, and Kong's fucked, and then she shoots it in the face. So essentially, she kind of saves everybody.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, for me, she did not leave that much of an impression. Neither did Hiddleston.
But that's what I'm saying. In comparison, I think the thing is, you summed it up perfectly a few minutes ago when you said that the thing is, the two stars of the movie aren't actually the stars of the movie. No. The stars of the movie are, if anything, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And to an extent, you could, if you're gonna pick another one, actor-wise, I'd say that John C. Reilly had more to do.
Yeah.
Is it? What's his name? Who played Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton?
Oh, Jason.
What was his name? Is it Jason Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Him, I thought he had more kind of presence to do. It very much is kind of like it's very much an ensemble piece. They're doing it, which is a weird way of doing this kind of film.
But I mean, like saying all this, I had a fucking fantastic time with it. It is.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a silly film. It is derivative, but it fucking knows it is.
It's under no illusions at all.
No, I don't believe Voight Roberts for one moment would say that like his influences weren't his influences, but the way he combines it all together, I think, is very interesting. There are some really interesting shots in this film. The editing is really interesting. It feels it's in terms of pacing and like visual dynamism. I think it's one of the most kinetic blockbusters I've seen in ages. The thing just fucking flies.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, as soon as the helicopters are going in, it's just off for the next hour and a half until it finishes, and brilliant. There's the occasional moment of downtime, but even that is interesting stuff. And I mean, Jesus Christ, what an opening to going into the island, and then there's Kong. It's none of this fucking mystery about him. It's just there he is.
There's no hiding of the monster, which I think is a really fucking. It's a brave. It's almost like John Roberts as kind of his idea is fantastic in the sense that he's gone. Hang on a minute. Do you know where we always make mistakes with having things like Kong or Godzilla or anything like that? We spend ages showing just a little bit and a little bit here, a little bit, and then have a big reveal, and everyone's gone an hour going, I just want to fucking see Kong. I just want to fucking see Kong. I just want to see Kong. And then going, oh, is that it? Is that Kong? Oh. And it doesn't here. It goes, I just want to see, oh my fucking god, it's Kong.
Yeah.
It's literally Kong right in my face. And it doesn't just show him right in his face, it shows you right in your face just loads of times. And it makes him it brings him in rather than just being the thing that's the movie's about. It makes him a bit of a character within it, which sometimes they haven't with these kind of things. I mean, I didn't feel like God was a character in Godzilla, whereas I did feel like Kong was a character in this.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, if they're setting up Kong versus Godzilla to basically be Kong being almost the good guy, Godzilla being the bad guy or something like that, I could see that in this. I like the fact that it's not just like, I hate all men and whatnot. It's like, if you come in and try and fuck my shit up, I'm going to attack you. Otherwise, I'll leave you be. I mean, and I like that. The introduction to Kong. I mean, apart from the opening pre-title bit is brilliant. But I don't know. I mean, even just it kind of sounds cheesy, but the shot of Samuel L. Jackson looking up at him and literally fire is in his eyes. Stuff like that. I mean, it's great, and I think Jackson plays that really well. The whole kind of like he's going in for what he wants one last battle because Vietnam didn't go well, and his men die for it. So his character doesn't want to blame himself, so he's just going to put all his hate and anger in against Kong, and then the way he's dispatched is brilliant. It's just Kong's going to squish you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
that's how insignificant you are to Kong.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They don't they're setting it up as like this almost giant battle kind of thing, and then it's like weirdly to say realistically played out. It's like, what do you think would happen if it was Samuel L. Jackson versus Kong? Yeah, Kong's going to fucking squish him.
Yeah,
done.
Absolutely. I also like the fact that with Jackson they don't overplay his descent into fucking madness. He is just, he's not gone mad. He's just lost sight of sense.
Yeah.
And that's the fact that you've got everyone just along with it.
Yeah, I mean, like there's Tom Hiddleston manages to talk him down on a couple of occasions. It's not fucking. Michael Biehn in the Abyss just getting like the pressure fever or whatever the fuck they call it in that, and just going completely
bends.
It's what they call it, pressure fever. I prefer that. Exactly. It's realistically played, and he still cares for his men throughout.
Yeah, you get the feeling that if they hadn't met with Toby Kebbell would have been the one that would have been able to talk him down from it.
Yeah, straight up.
Like fully going to go, this is stupid. No, I want to see Billy.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like I say, it is derivative and it's knowing of its influences. And if you were being snobby about it, sure, like you could. There's plenty to criticise the film for from that point of view. But it is just kind of just wanting to entertain. And I think it does so pretty mercilessly. Looks great, sounds great.
Yeah.
The Dolby Atmos I fucking watched it in was stunning.
I bet it was.
Yeah, and it's a treat. I'm glad that it's not been released in the summer movie season, because it does kind of feel like if it's opening up against a Marvel film, then it could maybe get a bit drowned out. And to be fair, it opened a week after Logan, but it seems to be finding its place. Is it as good a film as Logan?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's more fun
but
than Logan.
It's a totally different. Yeah, it's a totally different type of film.
Yeah. Even though they're both blockbusters, they are very different.
Yeah, because I mean, Logan's a very strange blockbuster in its sense of it's a blockbuster character in a non-blockbuster movie almost. And this it's another interesting way of telling a story. It's the evolution. It's almost like the blockbuster film has gone from being, or this is the evolution of the blockbuster movie, of it going from being just a tentpole summer, movie that's released in a 3-month period that is there, that essentially that its main selling point is, look how much I cost, look at what is going on in me. There's actually weird kind of fucking actual ideas and interesting, Jordan Vogt-Roberts has directed one movie before Kong, and it was Kings of Summer. Yeah. I am right in that, aren't I?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So the director of Kings of Summer, a critical indie hit that didn't make that much money, right, was given $185 million to make a fucking King Kong fucking movie, and he made Apocalypse Kong, right? This movie is released in 2007 or 2003 or even, I would say, 2011. It's a fucking catastrophe. But for some reason now, we've kind of become, because there's so many blockbusters nowadays, the season starts, like you say, in sort of February, almost March, and then runs right the way through to kind of September. You've got a 6-month period where it's kind of, they've made them more interesting. They've given them something else. And there's a lot of really interesting shit going on in Kong Skull Island. The visuals are great. The story isn't just, hey, look, there's Kong. But what's going on? No, you didn't hear me. There's Kong. Yeah, but I want a little bit of fucking Kong. There's fucking story. There's interesting enough going on. There's some fucking great looking, like you say, visuals there. But personally, I thought one of the strongest characters in the thing was Shea Wiggum. I'm looking at going, this actor was made for a Vietnam movie, and here he is in one that isn't really one, but he's still playing it like he is absolutely just in a movie, and it works really well. I was almost disappointed for him that when he went for his big moment with his grenades, that he just kind of got swatted away. But it falls back down into the pattern of, look,
that was quite.
We're going in there.
Though.
Yeah, it was. As guys going in there, man is going there to kind of take it over, and it's like it will literally just squash you or swat you away like you are nothing to them.
No, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I suppose there's not much more to say about it, really. It's just Kong is very much the star, but there are really, really good character actor performances in it. I mean, John C. Reilly is a who. John Goodman kind of wasn't in it as much as I thought he was going to be, I suppose. It's his character kind of feels like slightly another antagonist that you only really needed to kick off the story.
You almost forget he's there a little bit.
But he's fine when he's on, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it. I love John Goodman. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Hello? Yeah, I was just saying, I'm a huge John Goodman fan. I think he's fantastic. I think he's one of the most rated but still massively underrated actors out there. But even I'll admit, in this, there was a point where he hadn't been in it for a while, and then they turned around to him and he was there, and I was like, oh fuck, I totally forgot John Goodman was even in this.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about his character. I think it was when they went into the actual the pit thing, the mass kind of fucking grave thing with all the Kong's relatives in it. And he was there. And I thought, oh yeah, he is with the of course, yeah. What did you think to the post credits? Being right at the end of the credits.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. I mean, it was a bit like, well, obviously a mass audience probably doesn't know that they're tying Godzilla in with this. I mean,
also, mass audiences don't know that there's post credits in things, because the screening that I went to on Friday night. I went with Isabel and Becky. All three of us went to see it, and it was a pretty packed screening. Not full, but I would say 70% full in one of the sort of larger screens at View. And by the end of it, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including me and Bex and Isabel, still sat there at the end. And even the staff had come in and were cleaning up, sort of like during the credits. And then the lights went back down, and one of them still continued to sweep up quite loud while the post credits were on.
Nice.
To which I did kind of go, if I'd come out and I'd have been a little bit more, and I hadn't been so taken up in that I'd just really enjoyed Kong, I would have been straight over to the fucking counter and gone, yeah, can I have my money back? Because the film didn't finish, and there was a good 7 or 8 minutes where your staff were just in there fucking cleaning. I know it's credits, but there was a post-credit bit, so I paid to see the entire fucking movie, not to see all of it, and then the bits that you don't think are important. Which is a little bit shitty, I felt.
I mean, well, no, quite. I mean, what did you think of it?
I for a start off, I'm not a fan of post credits. I don't mind. I can get away with mid credits. So do your fucking jazzy fucking credits that you're gonna do the people that you deem are important that worked on the movie. Then have your mid credits. Then have the rest of your credits. If you want to do that, fine. But you've got all those credits, and then you get to that bit at the end. There is a little bit like, hang on a minute, was that it? Was that it? It felt a little bit, I don't know. It felt a little bit like a bit of a, they were having a bit of a joke with themselves almost, and it's. I expected a little bit more. If you're gonna do that post credits, at least have a reason, not just feel like they're tacked on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, all it's basically saying is, yeah, there are other monsters around, including Godzilla. So yeah, you've just had to sit through 10 minutes of credits for this.
Yeah, and the thing is, while the credits were going, I was kind of, I'm going to be honest, I won't pay that much attention to credits. People don't. There's no fucking, what is it for that? It's not disrespectful against the fucking second best boy or key grip or anything like that at all. It's just, you worked the movie, you got paid for the fucking movie. I'm not going to be there. But I was looking through it, and I did see use of the images of Godzilla, Mothra, and somebody else, kindly provided by Blah, and I thought, well, they were in the movie, so they're clearly in the post credits, then, aren't
they? Yeah.
So having actually just sitting me through the entire fucking credits, right, to get to the last fucking special fucking thanks bit, there, you've now spoiled the fucking post credits for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there was that. I was a little bit, well, fuck you. But it's all good. But yeah, I overall I thought it was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I was pleasantly surprised, but I would say is I didn't expect it to be quite as entertaining as it was.
Yeah, I mean, I was relieved. Definitely not shit. And
definitely not shit.
Yeah, I will watch more in this universe. Happily.
Oh yes, Michael Dougherty's doing the next one, I think.
Sorry? Michael Dougherty, yeah, for Godzilla King of Monsters, yeah.
Okay, now. That's that. Gareth Edwards, Jordan Vogt-Roberts, and Michael Dougherty doing the first three in this franchise is really fucking interesting.
Yeah. God knows who they're going to get to do Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, who fucking knows?
I'd be up for Vogt-Roberts after this, to be honest. So
I would, but I'd also kind of like the idea of them just kind of like doing it, bouncing around different directors.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Yeah, no, yeah, same. But I mean, if he was announced, I'd be 100% fine with it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. And I really like King of Summer, so I'm now very much in for whatever else he's going to do next.
Absolutely.
Our audience was surprised at this one actually. Definitely not shit, 58%. Touching cloth, 26%, and shit, 16%.
Yeah, it's some people aren't into it. Yeah, it's not been universally praised for sure. So fair enough. I don't see it myself, but like I said earlier, like if you wanted to be not happy with it, there are things you could point to. I just don't really care.
Yeah. I'm the same on that. I would. I would struggle to see how you would not get some enjoyment out of this unless you're just a miserable person.
Well, you're the one who said it.
Yes, I am the one who said it. So when you give us a snarky review, it was me who said that.
There we go. So moving on, and we're going to take a look. We're going to have quite a different tack now. We're going to have a look at Catfight, which is directed by Oren Turkel, I'm going to say.
Oren Turkel, yeah.
And stars good stuff. And stars Anne Hesh, Sandra Oh, Alicia Silverstone, Dylan Baker, and Titus off of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. So, Catfight takes place in 3 separate parts. With the lives of Sandra Oh's character, who starts the film married to a businessman, and she's rich and kind of a drunk. And Anne Hesh, who's a painter, who's an artist, whose art is not going super successfully. They used to know each other, but were friendly in college, but then became not friendly. And they run into each other at a party in 2 different circumstances. They have a drunken fight, and it kind of kicks on from there. I don't think that's a spoiler, given the title.
We got all spoiler it anyway.
Yeah. So, Catfight, I got sent a screener link. I have a written review which I think is on Screen Jammer now. So there's that, but obviously we're going to talk about it. So, Mark, what do you think about Catfight? You were pretty up for it when I was talking about it last week. So I'm intrigued to see what you made of it in the end.
Yeah, I was up for it because the brief bit I read about it said it was like Fight Club with girls, and I thought, I'm for that. If that's got Sandra Oh and Anne Hesh in it,
Fight Club with girls.
Fight Club with girls, and I thought, yeah, that's what that was a little snap thing I read. I saw the poster, and that was it. And I didn't read anything else about it, and thought, yeah, I'm up for that. Yeah, it's not that.
No, it's not. It's really not.
It's really, really not. It's so far not Fight Club, but with girls. And I kind of, I only, when I was watching it, and it's like the opening bit, out like that, and all I was thinking was, fucking hell, these people are just horrendous fucking cunts, all of them. They're terrible people. I don't like any of them. And then once that happened, I assumed that what would happen there is they'd realise that that's it. They really got off on this, not sexually, but just it gave them that energy to get off and fighting, and they formed like some kind of fight club therapy thing. No, it wasn't that at all. It didn't go that way at all. It is just more fucking middle class whining. And I was the more and more it went on, I was just going, there isn't, all this is showing us is these are all terrible people. Here's some terrible sound effects of them hitting each other with literally zero fucking consequences. Oh, but there are consequences, but there aren't really, are there? There aren't real consequences because I'm sorry, if you throw a fucking rock into Sandra Oh's face, she doesn't get up and fucking run seconds later. Oh, it's... I haven't read your review because I don't read reviews for I've seen films, and I thought, should I read Ian's review before we talk about this in the podcast? No, I won't. I will wait and hear what he says here. But it's... Oh, God, it's so fucking whiny. And just... Bleh. I was hating pretty much everybody in it with equal amounts. And then Alicia Silverstone started getting more screen time, and I realised I wasn't hating people with equal amounts. The only person who comes out of this half decent is Dylan Baker, because he was quite amusing. The fact that he kept on just saying, when they kept on going, "What's going on? You've just come out of a coma." Well, what do you mean? You've just come out of a coma. Well, I don't know what's going on. That's because you've just come out of a coma. I need to go now. That was about it. But yeah, what did you think of this?
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Did you know it was... You're kidding me.
Yeah, all right.
Out of 10.
I completely... Oh, just... Sorry, 2-6. Yeah, sure, all right. Oh, she just woke up. Fuck. Oh, you still there, bud?
Yeah, so there.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I completely 100% see why this film would make your teeth itch.
Yeah.
I totally do. I'm not gonna fight you on that. The thing is, I thought seeing Anne Hesh and Sandra Oh actually top-lining a film together, I thought was interesting, and I thought they were good. I thought the thing is, everyone in this film is a dick. Everyone. You know, and I think the film is pretty. It wears that on its sleeve. I think that
it's certainly not trying to hide it.
No, I think that its liberal politics do get frankly pandery at times.
Yeah, there's a certain party scene where it's going round and they're actually talking about Democrats like that, and you're looking at it going, not a single person in that room looks like a Republican. Not one of them. You all look like I'm going to use it. You all look like Hollywood elites who have dressed up at what you think Republicans look like.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I mean, there's one bit as well where the mad aunt is talking about the names of the trees, and it's like, that one's Donald. He's an idiot, you know, and it's just like, and like, just, you know, shut up. Like, well done. You gave your intended audience a really, really, really easy laugh. Well done. Very clever.
Did you like the just harping back for 2 seconds to Kong Skull Island of the opening kind of line of it with the we'll never see Washington in as much of a mess as this.
Oh yeah,
which felt very much like a right. This is the last fucking shot of the film. We've got to get this in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, it was a reshoot done in December or something, and they just thought they'd slip it in there. No, 100%. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's I don't know. It's going back to Catfight. It's not particularly clever. It's not particularly funny. It's an easy laugh. But I quite enjoyed the fights. I thought they were outlandish and ridiculous and contrasted quite well with the rest of the film. I quite liked, even though it's an acquired taste, I liked the way that the hospital bed scenes just kind of repeated themselves, and like this like. With the first one, it's really well, they're both kind of tragic in what they are, but then the world in them is so cynical and so uncaring that I thought there was a really interesting, like, you know, your son's dead, and your husband shot himself, and you've run out of money, so, you know, we would have pulled the plug on you after you know, if you hadn't have, like, come around after in the next couple of days. So hooray! Yeah, I the way that's kind of repeated the second time round, I quite enjoyed that on a kind of a dark primal level. I think maybe because I didn't particularly like the people. It's weird. It's this film set in this like liberals world and Republicans world where they're both as annoying as each other. Even though you have to wonder how much of that is intended, because this film is obviously made by Democrats, like you say. But I enjoyed my time with it, man. I'm sorry you didn't, but I had a good time with it. But like I say, I can 100% see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I think what was it? I enjoyed the first fight scene. I thought it was really cool. Like you say, it goes for it. It looked good and that, but then the second one just felt like it was the first one but plus, and then by the time I got to the third one I was just like, is this still happening? And it felt like it went just that little bit too far on that one. I wanted a little bit more resolution, because you could see it coming from the moment she goes, do you want to see my son? And you thought, I shall like the video somehow.
I did.
And then she's going to have another fight.
Fair enough.
So it all just kind of sat a little bit. And I just felt it was shouting its message too loud for me.
I agree that it shouts its message loud and isn't particularly decent at delivering that message, but I thought the central performances were decent.
They are very good.
Scenes. I laughed a few times during the film, enough for the runtime. Yeah, you know, I thought it was all right. I mean, it's
I think like the moment it's not
perfect, but yeah.
I think the moment it really lost me was the baby shower scene where Alicia Silverstone was just picking apart every single gift that they got. It was just, that felt a little bit too much. Like, I don't know. It was, somebody in that room would have gone, oh, fuck off, to her in that, and I was practically screaming for her. And that was the point of the scene, but it's just it irked me in the wrong way, I think, is what I'll say on that.
Even though I think that's kind of intended, but I suppose if you
absolutely,
if you aren't down for that, then that is going to be irritating. No, that's fair. That's fair.
If somebody does want to make Fight Club with girls, I'd be perfectly fine to watch that and have Sandra and Anne Hesh in it.
The description you fucking read, like, that's terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. I was so disappointed.
Alright, fair enough. Definitely not shit. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm, as always, I'm glad when other people get enjoyment out of stuff that I don't. Our audience, I'm shit on that one. It was not the film for me, I'll say. Our audience poll, definitely not shit, 17%. Touching cloth, 17%, and shit, 66%.
Fair enough. Okay, so hopefully there's some stuff you actually enjoyed. So what else have you been watching this week, bud?
I rewatched Magnificent Seven.
Nice.
Yeah, which I really liked in the cinema. I think it was in my top 10 of last year. I kind of shied away from rewatching it because I thought, hang on a minute, is it just that I got caught up in the whole cinematic experience of it? Because it is quite a big movie. And am I going to be now watching it on a smaller screen? Is it going to lose a little bit of that panache that was there when we watched it on the big screen? And I'm glad to say I didn't. Actually, it's still it's still a very strong remake. I still think that the the final closing kind of 35, 40 minutes is a battle scene, which is great. And, you know, it's not a new thing to have a battle scene be such a prominent part of your movie and have a battle scene be such a big ending to your movie. But we've kind of got into the habit of it being one of those sort of CGI mass battle things for a while, that it felt really cool that it was this kind of claustrophobic battle scene where you've got a group versus a small group, and you can kind of keep an eye on each individual person of what's going on, and the fact that it's there's obviously, you know, there's obviously CG there, but it's used in conjunction with real buildings that have been rigged to blow to make it look like bullets have been hitting them, which is always going to look better than a computer generated thing, because it is actually wood with specks of wood flying off it rather than zeros and ones flying off zeros and ones. And so that it feels more visceral, more real. I still think it's a cracking modern Western in a sense of it's a proper Western. It's not trying to hip hop soundtrack everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, I very much agree. I'm looking forward to not being raped in my chair next time I watch it.
Yeah, you were physically abused last time you watched it, weren't you? So yeah, it'd be quite nice to see what you think of it when you're not being chair raped. So yeah. Also, I watched the 1994 film Drop Zone, starring Wesley Snipes and Gary Busey. This is the first time I'd seen this. I've never seen it before. Okay, I have no idea why I'd never seen this before. It's a fucking weird one. But I was kind of scrolling through Sky, the thrillers on Sky, to see if there's something to watch. And I got to Drop Zone. And this was what it said. Wesley Snipes goes up against Gary Busey, who was skydiving. I was like, that's it. I don't need to read anymore.
Yeah.
I don't need to know anymore. You had me at Gary Busey skydiving.
Absolutely.
So like, could watch Drop Zone? She went, well, see if there's anything else. Like, okay. She went, I will watch it. I was like, what? Why? You want to see anything else? She went, the look of disappointment on your face. And I said, well, we'll see if we can watch something else. Like, cool, can we watch this? She went, yeah. And then she looked at me and she went, hang on a minute, are you wanting to watch it because it's Gary Busey skydiving? Yes. That's exactly why I want to watch it. I think you've seen Drop Zone.
Yeah, like back in the day, like, but yes, yeah.
Oh man, Drop Zone is a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoy Drop Zone because not only is it a lot of fun, it looks like it looks like an action kind of thrillery film where the people who made it looked like they were having fun as well. You know, Wesley Snipes looks like he's going, holy shit, I don't have a clue what I'm doing with this skydiving stuff, but it's a lot of fun. Gary Busey looks like it, like every time he's done it, he's gone, oh, in a plane, out in a plane. It's like, it's way too long. It's over 100 minutes long. It doesn't need to be over 100 minutes long. I watched it 5 days ago and I cannot remember the plot at all. It was really confusing. Like, needlessly confusing. I think Gary Busey is an ex-military guy and he's planning on stealing something from MI6 or the DEA or something. Some list probably of all the covert operatives by skydiving on the building. And it doesn't matter because it's Gary Busey skydiving. That is all you need to know about Drop Zone, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. I don't know why I'm rushing through these, but I kind of am.
Right.
Rewatch Gross Point Blank,
Nice.
which again, it very much similar to whenever I watch High Fidelity. I remember Gross Point Blank coming out and it being like a weird kind of big deal, and it being reviewed like almost like, you know, like now we review something like John Wick or Drive or something like that. In '97, when this came out, which is like fucking, this film's 20 years old. That's insane. You know, it was it was their film for them. It had Dan Aykroyd in it and it had John Cusack in it, who was only 30, I think, when this film was made, which is fucking insane. Yeah, John Cusack was 30 when this film was made. But it was kind of that point where John Cusack was. He was still a big star, and in the same year he had Con Air out, and I remember when it first came out, I remember renting it, watching it, and being a little bit, don't know what the big deal is. I remember enjoying it, but not getting what the big deal was at like sort of 15, and then I remember watching it like about a couple of months later. I remember re-renting it. A couple months later, because I thought I've got to know what the big deal is with this. I need to give it another go. I remember watching it again, and I watched it after match the day at about sort of 11:45 on a Saturday night, and fucking was like, oh right, that's what it is. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it just clicked that time round. And every time I rewatch it, I'm always going to remind me of the fact that it's a film that I enjoy a lot more when I'm watching it rather than remembering about it. If I remember it, I go back and go, it's like a 7, 8 out of 10 movie. Then I'm watching it, I'm going, this is a fucking 9 out of 10 movie. It is so fucking on the money with everything it's trying to do. And it makes me lament the fact that we don't have that John Cusack anymore. We have, fucking this weird John Cusack now, the fucking Nick Cage wig sharing John Cusack.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, every now and then he does the odd interesting thing. But,
he does, yeah. Love and Mercy, was an interesting movie. Match the Stars, it was good. Grand Piano, he was in. I didn't get on with the paperplay, but it was fucking interesting at least.
I don't know. It just. How old? I mean, I've got to ask, how old were you when you first watched Grosse Point Blank then?
About 15 probably.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe you wouldn't quite
resonate as much.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that was totally it. I think it's why, in the same reason why for a long amount of years I didn't get on with High Fidelity. That came out when I was about 18. And I didn't get on with it for years. And now every time I watch it now, I'm more and more kind of go, I get this. I get this more. I not only do I get it, I sympathise with it more. And I kind of almost look at it and go, yeah, I can kind of dig what's going on there. Which is fucking strange. But yeah, you go back through sort of John Cusack, and when he's on, and he's absolutely on point, he's so charismatic and engaging. It's scary, how good he can be at being sort of John Cusack. I wish he'd do more like that and less, of these straight to VOD bullshit things that he does. That many of them seem to do. They all seem to get caught in this strange little fucking wheelhouse where there'll be a certain actor who'll do about 4 or 5 films that you can barely differentiate between themselves. And you'll have Nick Cage will do 4 in a year, and then John Cusack will do 4 in a year, then Cuba Gooding Jr. will do 4 in a year, and it's a fucking weird place for him to be. It seems like he's got more kind of cachet in the bank than he should have, than that would kind of go for. And also, Minnie Driver should have had a bigger career than she did.
Yeah, I'd agree with
that. Final one that I watched this week was, and I'm not going to talk too much about the film as such. I'm going to use it as a segue to talking about something else. Thought I'd just broken my chair then, but I haven't. That big crack you heard was my fear at thinking, I'm going to fall now, aren't I? So on Thursday morning, well, last Sunday, I was working, and at the moment the Pitch House Cinemas are doing, as part of their Vintage Sundays, they're doing a De Niro and Scorsese season. So they're showing all of the, well, not all of them, but I think it is actually all of them, all of the De Niro and Scorsese collaborations. And this week it was Goodfellas, and I was working, so I couldn't go and see it. And then I saw a tweet go out from the saying that it was actually going to be screening on Thursday morning as well. And I realised, shit, I'm off work Thursday morning. I have to go now. So off I tried at for a 11:15 showing on Thursday morning of Goodfellas, thinking I'd get there and it'd be in screen 3. It wasn't. It's in screen 1, so the big screen. And my usual, and I might have spoken about it, so if long-term listeners, I apologise for this, but my kind of like routine that I have in the cinema is I buy myself a drink, be it a coffee or a vitamin water or something, but I won't touch it until there's an hour left in the movie, because I know that's how long my tiny girl bladder can handle it. But I didn't have that with Goodfellas, because fuck it, I know all the bits where I can whip off for a pee now, because it's fucking Goodfellas. I've seen it like 20, 30 times. So I did that, and I was a little bit hungry, so I got myself some espresso and caramel popcorn, which was £4 and it wasn't a big fucking box. So I'm there and I'm excited to come see fucking Goodfellas on the big screen. And the credits are rolling, I'm drinking my coffee and everything like that, and I already feel like I need a little bit of pee, but I've already decided the moment where I'm going to go for a pee in the movie and all that. And where I sit is, if you imagine the seat screen, you walk in under part of the seating area, then you walk up. So there's a big bit that runs down the middle, and it's almost like a T-shape where there's a few rows at the back that overcover the entrances. And I sit right at the front of that, so I've got no seats in front of me, and you've got a little bit more leg room. And so I'm sat there, and the fucking title card comes up, and I felt myself leaning forward. And the credits started rolling for Goodfellas, and it's the white lettering, and it's making that noise. And I could feel it. I could feel it happening. I could feel myself. My mouth actually physically dropped open, and I'm now leaning forward, just holding up my coffee with my mouth wide open, and practically fucking paralysed as this movie starts. And they're driving along in the car, anything like that, and it goes through that, and then you get the freeze frame of him stood with the boot open, everything goes to red, and then Goodfellas comes up in red. And for about 20 minutes, I was just completely fucking mesmerised by this film that I've seen dozens of times. You know, I only watched it like about 6-7 months ago. I didn't catch all of it. I caught it in like 2 bits. And I was completely fucking mesmerised by how ridiculously fucking good this movie is. And although by about quarter of an hour, 20 minutes in, I kind of did need to go to the toilet. My body just went, yeah, that ain't happening. You can fucking forget about that. And so that just completely went away. And I know it's about Goodfellas. Everyone knows about Goodfellas. It's fantastic. But the strange thing is, I came out of it thinking, right, you know, we see between us, you know, quite a lot of movies at the cinema every year. And we always we look at it and we grade them as out of 5. And, you know, most years I would say I see at least 3 or 4, 5 out of 5 movies at the cinema. So last year we saw a few. You know, I'd put La La Land up there. I think How the High Water was up there. Nice Guys were up there as 5 out of 5 movies, and I wouldn't change that. And Goodfellas is a 5 out of 5 movie without question. But there's a big difference between a 5 out of 5 movie of something, let's say, Nice Guys, for instance, and Goodfellas, which is a 5 out of 5 movie, but is also in my top 10 movies of all time. It's staggering how good this movie is to see in the cinema. And it just made me go, right, I'm now even more confused and more fucking conflicted about something that I've asked for years. I've asked for years the idea that the same time that something's released at the cinema, I can just fucking watch it at home, and I'll pay to watch it at home, and I'll pay 30 quid if I have to sit and watch it at home. And now Netflix are giving me what will be the last De Niro and Scorsese movie. What might even be a possibility, might even be Martin Scorsese's final movie. there's a very real possibility that he might go, do you know what? That's it. That's my last feature film. I
Yeah, for sure.
don't have it in me. There's, you could see that certainly happening. And it's not just a movie that's just come out, that's just come out of the scene. It's been a movie that's been spoken about, they've been talking about doing since like the mid-90s, since before Casino came out. They've been talking about getting together to tell this story. And now it's happening. I can get it the day it fucking comes out. I can watch it. I can watch it at whatever time I want in the comfort of my own home. I don't have to worry about somebody texting during it. I don't have to worry about somebody eating really loud near me, or somebody talking near me, or somebody smelling near me, or any of that. I don't have to worry about projection issues or any of that at all. I get to sit down and watch it, and I make my own event time for it. But I don't get to see it on the big screen. I don't get to see Martin Scorsese's final film, which he obviously feels so passionate about and feels so ready that he needs this to do it and this to do it and this to do it. And the only place that he could get that was Netflix. And then I can't see it on the big screen. I'm so fucking conflicted about it that it's genuinely worrying me that what if I watch it and it's brilliant and I go, shit, why couldn't I see that in a cinema? And I know they probably will end up doing, special screenings. Not a release, but bang,
No, they will.
There you go. They will.
They will. They will.
Special screenings,
the weekend it's on Netflix, it'll be in independent cinemas all over the fucking place.
Yeah, well, that's it. I'd be very surprised. I'd be gobsmacked if they don't. But it's fine for that. But then I started thinking, well, hang on a minute. I'm probably never going to get to see Mute on a big screen. The Duncan Jones movie. But I would go and watch that at the cinema. But if Netflix weren't paying for it, it probably won't get made. And it's that uneasiness with because Netflix are literally throwing money at these guys because they've got it to throw at them. Why not? There's the trailer for Bright that I was speaking about earlier, the little 30-second sting for Bright actually says available in and then crosses out in and then writes on Netflix. And I thought, oh, fuck you. Oh, God, the thing is, I wrote a thing about it for the website and was going to post it on Thursday, and I've had to completely fucking rewrite it after I saw Goodfellas on the big screen. And then, when I went to see Kong, there was fucking people chatting like 3 rows behind me, and it made me go, but what happens if I came to see The Irishman, and that was happening behind me? I'd be thinking, I could watch this fucking home. I'm going to watch this at fucking home. What I want is cinemas to allow me to rent out the entire screen to myself. It's fucking strange. But what I will say is Goodfellas, big screen, incredible. And always, I say it every time I go to see one of these retro screenings, I need to make a point of going to see more of them. I know I can't see Raging Bull, it's on Sunday and I'm working tomorrow, so I can't do Raging Bull. But I've already seen Taxi Driver on the big screen, but King of Comedies next week. I won't mind doing, I think I'm probably going to do Cape Fear and Casino as well. Just so I can go, do you know what? I had the chance to see these Martin Scorsese, and who, without question, is my favourite director. I had the chance to see these films on the big screen, and I fucking took it because I nearly didn't go to Goodfellas, and I would never have known what I was fucking missing.
Fair play. Yeah, I don't know. I think rep screenings are going to be becoming more of a thing. To be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, just like to satisfy audiences like ourselves as well. I mean, I would love to see Goodfellas on the big screen, but I've got it on iTunes. I don't know. It's a weird one, man. I mean, like I don't really care where I consume my media at this point. I'm just as happy watching a fucking film on my phone as I am on my TV, or on my MacBook. I don't really care. I mean, for something like Silence, I suppose I would, and for something like The Irishman, you know, I think I probably would as well. But I don't know. It's I don't. It's not such a big factor for me to get so bothered about these days, just because there is so much readily accessible. Would I prefer to see The Irishman in the cinema or on Netflix? Yeah, in the cinema. But like you say, the shit munchers around could ruin it for you. I mean, like when I went to see Silence, there was two people talking really loudly, and it took me and another separate woman to tell them to shut the fuck up for it to actually register with them.
Mm.
And that was Silence, for fuck's sake. You know,
yeah.
It's that, which is a film as tailor-made specifically for an audience who actually want to watch the film.
Watch it,
as you could possibly get.
Yeah. So, like you say, you don't expect that for Silence. Kong, you can kind of expect it. But for something like Silence, you just wouldn't expect it. What is also weird is I went to see a retro screening of a film that is 27 years old. And I went to see a film that was released this year in the space of 2 days, and both of them had Samuel L. Jackson in them.
Yeah, good call.
It was strange, but yeah,
that's funny.
These retro screens, people, look out for them, because if it's something that is anywhere near, I would say, your top 25 films, and you've never seen it on the big screen, it's always worth it for that experience of seeing it on the big screen. Is it better than seeing it at home? No, but it is no matter what. You can say it's a different visual experience seeing it on a big screen, certainly. Especially because Scorsese's a director who started making films before home media existed. You know, before, when the only way to watch a film was in the cinema, really. You know, that's when Scorsese fell in love with film. That's when Scorsese started making film. And, you know, he's still chairman of the National Film Register, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
You know, and a very strong advocate, put his own money into, you know, the restoration of certain historical films that he feels need to be restored. Still a strong advocate of using film, etc., and all these things. It's such a strange thing that he's the guy who's going to make his possibly magnum opus for Netflix.
But like you say, man, like Paramount were behind it, and they got skittish by the sounds of it, and Netflix swooped in. So, would you prefer Scorsese to be able to fulfill his vision, or
absolutely
potentially not do it at all? That is it, man.
Absolutely. That's where the huge kind of inner conflict is. It is. Would I prefer to not have these movies and have that? It's all it highlights is the game changing, and the reason why the reason why Scorsese has taken this movie to Netflix is for one simple thing, and it's not money in his pocket. It's not. He's a very rich guy in his fucking 70s. I don't think he's doing it for a fucking paycheck. He's doing it because they're going to give him however much he needs. If this movie, if he's sent out with Netflix today, so it's going to go $100 million, and he turns around to Netflix and says 6 months into fucking production, actually it's going to cost $120 million, they're going to go, oh fucking hell. They'll just go, I think I might have that in my wallet actually. Yeah, there you go. There's 20 million. Do you know how much fucking money we're making? It's insane. No, really. Do you know? Because we don't know. They just keep bringing it in trucks. Nice. That's what's happening. And also, they're literally saying to him, "Oh, you want to make The Irishman? Yeah. All right. Go make it then. All right. And how long do I have final cut? What? Nothing. No, you said something about final cut. No, at all. All right, cool. So just give us a shout when it's finished then. All right, we'll do." And that seems to be Netflix's thing. And then they're going off going, "Hey, look, we've got Martin Scorsese's new movie. Look how fucking cool we are. And do you know what? You are fucking cool. You are really fucking cool. But please show it in the cinema.
They will. They will, man. Like the chains won't. The chains won't have it, but it will be on in the indies. Picture House, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on then. What have you been watching this week? Apart from Zelda hanging off, or what is it? A cliff.
Yeah. Fucking waiting for that rain to fucking stop. So I watched Patriots Day a couple of weeks back and forgot to talk about it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That fucking film, like, Mark Wahlberg is a composite of like 5 or 6 different people from real life. But it's just Mark Wahlberg basically almost... It's almost like if the Boston Marathon bombings were a roller coaster ride, he'd be in the front seat. It's really weird. Like, he's there when the bombings happen. He's there when the FBI are fucking striding in saying we're going to take over, and he gives them a piece of his mind. He's there when the shootout with the one guy happens. You know, you know, and it's like he's determined and whatnot. And yeah, I understand that, but first 20 minutes or so is basically a roll call of guess which one of these people's going to die, which is just mental. And there are bits of comedic relief in there, which are, God, there is. J.K. Simmons apprehends one of the suspects and then says something like, "I picked I should give up smoking." Like, you know, like he's knackered and whatnot, and says I should give up smoking. It's like, yeah, all right, you're making a nice little joke to yourself when you've just apprehended one of the guys who did the Boston Marathon bombings. It feels like this weird side world where it's kind of America rah rah rah, but is 2% more subtle than that in some ways, but 50% less in others. And it's a fucking weird film, and I don't know. I'm not too sure how respectful it is of the situation, and how much it's a docudrama that wants to have people in Boston cinemas standing up and applauding and laughing at the Boston jokes. It was fine, but I could see why it didn't really get any attention at award season. It felt like an award season play that just nah. So there's that. And
it did feel a little bit like it was desperate to be an award season movie that never actually happened.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, out of the 2 films Peter Berg had out last year, Deepwater Horizon by a fucking mile. And funnily enough, you talking about Netflix films. I watched 2 Netflix originals.
All right.
Well, Netflix originals, they were released, like, they were bought by Netflix or whatever. But so I watched Macon Blair's writer-director debut, the star of and one of the folks in Green Room. So, I don't feel at home in this world anymore. I
got halfway through it.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean,
I wasn't not liking it, is what I'll say. I was just very tired about halfway through it and thought, right, I'm going to pick this up another day, and then I've not picked it up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you should. It's not amazing, don't get me wrong, but I thought it was a pretty solid time. Maybe we'll talk more. We'll talk about that once you've watched the rest.
Because that's it. I definitely wasn't not liking it or anything like that. I was getting on with it all right. It's just there's been I've not had that kind of spur to go, oh, I need to rewatch. I need to watch the end of that. I just kind of a few days went by and I didn't have a chance to watch a film, and then by the time I got back out watching films, it was something else.
Fair enough. Okay, well, yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, the other one I watched was fucking hell. It's another weird title, long title. I am the pretty thing that lives in the house.
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
I'm the pretty thing that lives in the house. Yeah, it's directed by the same person, one who directed February, I believe.
Directed what?
February.
Oh, that thing. Right, yeah, okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that, but maybe I won't after this.
Sure. Sure.
So, yeah,
I'll tell you something about I'm the pretty things that lived in the house in a second after you've spoken about it.
okay. Pardon me. Sorry. It's a fucking slog. It's like it's a really, really slight story. It's basically Ruth Wilson plays a nurse who moves into the home of an old author, and she gets easily frightened. And it's established pretty fucking early on that there's a presence in the house, and it is scenes of Ruth Wilson speaking over, on occasion, creepy images, and then her walking around the house and being scared by something, and then it slowly fades to black, slowly fades back up, and every now and then Bob Balaban's in it and is talking to her, and she's talking about how the house has a mould problem, and then it fades down and fades back up again, and then there's a scene where they attempt to scare. It kind of works, and then it fades down again, fades back up, and it's basically this for 90 minutes. And the thing is, I don't think this is in Ruth Wilson's performance. I think it's how she's told to act. She's really, really stiff, and it's weird. There's nothing in her character on paper that makes you not like her, but she's so stiff and kind of seemingly unfeeling, but also very skittish, but like not charming with it or anything. Like, she talks to herself a lot, and it's not like charming. It's just kind of like, just fucking either get out the house or die, one or the other, please. Just get on with it. And it kind of annoyed me, but there's a pretty fucking good scare, like about 15 minutes to go, that probably added half a star for me, to be honest, and it's sustained. It's like if House of the Devil was made by someone who was really fucking boring, but then
Anthony Perkins sung that.
Yeah.
Anthony Perkins sung it.
But then for one scene got James Wan in.
yeah, I can see that.
Like, it's that. Yeah, it's not great. It kind of came on Netflix without much fanfare, and it doesn't really seem like that many people saw it. And I'm kind of not surprised about either, to be honest. Yeah, I was intrigued by I was intrigued by it going in. I got half an hour in. I was like, I could very easily switch this off and just not come back to it. If it was, I think it's about 95 minutes long. If it was any longer than that, I probably would have just not bothered watching the rest of it. But I did. It's not a treadmill film, I'll fucking say that. If it was a treadmill film, I would have wound up falling asleep and fucking smacking my head. Did I watch anything on the treadmill this week? I watched a bit of I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore on the treadmill this week, and that worked all right.
Yeah, I could see that could be a treadmill film.
Yeah, so There you go. I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time. Yeah. Anyway,
Well, the thing is, I watched it.
Oh, you watched it?
I watched it about a month ago. Right.
Did you talk about it?
I watched. No. Do you know why I didn't talk about it? Because I can't remember a single fucking thing about it.
Wow. Okay.
At all. And I wasn't drunk. Wasn't a drunk watch at all. I didn't fall asleep. Anything. Watched it. And have you ever seen that Darren Brown show that he did, where he actually hypnotised the audience, and half the people who saw it don't actually remember seeing it? Literally, like that happened. I know I watched it. I put it on. It is referenced in my Netflix because you watched blah 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 blah. Right? Don't remember it. Don't remember a thing.
That's fascinating. The thing is, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. It's really inert, and just nothing happens. But the thing is, I can kind of see what they're going for though, because like when she's like talking, and it's these like blurred like blurry images. And it kind of it's like with like old photographs where people say there's ghosts in them. It almost kind of looks like those or something, and it's totally going for a modern day gothic haunted house film feel.
Yeah.
But it's not there. And maybe if the character was more likable, I mean, like, you know, Jocelyn Donahue, I think it is in House of the Devil. She's likable. You know, she's. Yeah. You're sympathetic towards her. I mean, House of the Devil had that one scene where she has the music on, and you know, at least she's dancing around. At least there's something like that. It is literally Ruth Wilson walking around a house, saying stuff slowly and looking at mold.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. That is fascinating.
Yeah. So it's really weird.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that is bizarre. Okay, so we've got no emails. Have we got any Twitter questions? I think
we do indeed. Yeah, give me 2 seconds, and I shall just grab them. We have one here. I think there are two. I'll have a look. What movie character / baddies / beasties would you most want to see blown up to King Kong / Godzilla size for a face-off?
I don't know. I mean, like Jason Voorhees blown up to that size would be, as long as his machete goes up that size as well.
Jason Voorhees, right? At Camp Crystal Lake, when it's run down and everything like that, facing off against John Rambo.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah. But Jason Voorhees is Godzilla size, John Rambo is just John Rambo size. But John Rambo knows looking terrain, doesn't he?
No, that's true. Jason Voorhees versus Val Kilmer's Batman.
Is it Val Kilmer's Batman the same size, like Godzilla size? Or is he...
No,
is
same
it just
size.
Batman size?
No, same size.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Directed by Joel Schumacher. It'd be amazing.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, mine's directed by, Cosmatos. So just...
George P.
George P. Cosmatos. Yes. So directed by whoever happened to be most senior on set that day.
It's very good.
Yeah, that's a good one, that one. I think we have another one, but I can't actually find it, so we might not. I might have just imagined that we had another one. I'll just see if it accidentally came to me rather than to that. No, that was the other question now. Yeah. Will Downs, average username, just commenting on the fact that I put out the poll for Skull Island and he watched it yesterday. Very silly, really enjoyed it. B movie awesomeness. I know Will is a good lad as well.
Good shit. Yeah. So next week is episode 200. We haven't arranged anything for it, so well done us.
Yeah.
And
What we covering? Oh, Get Out. There'll be Get Out, will it?
yeah, we'll do Get Out, eh? Yeah, looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah. I very much am. I know it's kind of. It seems a little bit like the hype machine has been in full force for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm still holding out hope. Is it also Beauty and the Beast next week as well?
It is indeed, yeah. I could try and see both.
I might see what I can do. I'm intrigued by Beauty and the Beast. I must admit.
Well, it's Dan Stevens, man. Come on now, it's got to be done.
That's it. That literally is one of the reasons why I kind of want to see it is for Dan Stevens. To be honest, I think it's cool the fact that he's taken that on and he's not really wanting his name to be out there too much associated with it because he doesn't want people to be seeing him when they're actually seeing the Beast and things like that. It's pretty, he's an interesting guy, is what I'll say.
Very nice. We shall see what we can do. That is going to do it. I think Lottie's probably going to be bouncing off the walls until like 11 o'clock now. She's fucking woken up, so I better go downstairs. You got to go on holiday.
Well, yes, I do, which is going to be awesome. Nice. I'll be watching a lot of movies as well on holiday. So.
Good shit.
That's cool.
I'll probably still be fucking playing Zelda. So.
Nice.
Yeah. And that is going to do it for this week. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Sorry, my brain turned to mush for a second there. Thank you very much for listening, folks. Hope you have a good week, and we'll speak to you soon.
See you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.